Bruce Willis, Hollywood action legend, beloved wisecracking hero, and one of the most recognizable faces in film history. But behind the screen personas of Die Hard and Pulp Fiction lies a complex man with stories that might surprise you. From his recent health challenges to his heartfelt family moments, Bruce Willis has lived an extraordinary life, both on and off the set. In today's video, we'll uncover some fascinating facts about this Hollywood icon, how he's navigated fame, the highs and lows of his career, and the personal battle that has changed everything. Let's dive into the life of Bruce Willis and reveal the truths that few really know. Willis was born in an unexpected place, West Germany. Walter Bruce Willis, the son of a military man, came into the world on March 19, 1955, while his father was stationed in Idar-Oberstein, West Germany. Just 2 years later, his parents David and Marlene Willis relocated to Carneys Point, New Jersey, where Bruce would grow up and discover his passion for acting. Splitting his time between high school drama productions and later at Montclair State University, Willis began to dabble in performance. However, after completing his sophomore year, he made a bold move, leaving college behind and heading to New York City to chase his dream of becoming an actor. Before Bruce Willis became a household name in Hollywood, he might have been one of the best bartenders in New York City. While auditioning for acting roles and landing the occasional gig, like his role in the off-Broadway play Heaven and Earth in 1977, Willis worked behind the bar at Chelsea Central on the Upper West Side. According to actor John Goodman, who knew Willis before either of them rose to fame, Willis stood out even then. Bruce was the best bartender in New York, Goodman told the New York Post in 2017. He kept an entire joint entertained all night. He just kept the show going. He was amazing. Bruce Willis landed his big break with Moonlighting, even though ABC initially thought the role was uncastable. Before that, Willis had only done some stage work and small roles in movies like 1980's The First Deadly Sin with Frank Sinatra and 1982's The Verdict with Paul Newman. When he auditioned for ABC's Moonlighting, a comedic take on detective dramas, the role of David Addison had been so challenging to fill that the network was considering paying creator Glenn Gordon Caron, director Bob Butler, and co-star Sybil Shepherd to walk away from the project. But then Willis walked in, and out of 3,000 hopefuls, he secured the role. The series went on to run from 1985 to 1989, making Willis a star. Thanks to Die Hard, Bruce Willis forever changed how Hollywood approached actor salaries. While still starring in Moonlighting, Willis used his hiatus to shoot feature films like 1987's Blind Date with Kim Basinger. However, it was 1988's Die Hard that turned him into a true big screen star. The action film about a New York City cop trapped in a Los Angeles skyscraper with his estranged wife and a group of terrorists became a highly sought-after project, and 20th Century Fox agreed to pay Willis the then staggering sum of $5 million for the role. Other actors, like Richard Gere and Clint Eastwood, had also been considered. At the time, major stars like Tom Cruise and Michael J. Fox were earning roughly $3 million per movie. Willis's payday made waves across the industry, leading to an increase in salaries for other actors. It was an enormous amount of money at the time, Willis told Entertainment Weekly in 2007, and I was a TV actor. The day after I signed the deal, every actor in Hollywood's salary went up to $5 million. Bruce Willis faced a significant challenge growing up. He was teased for his stutter throughout school. Until his 20s, Willis struggled with his speech, often becoming the target of ridicule. This painful experience led him to avoid talking about his childhood in interviews. To cope, he adopted the role of the class prankster, using humor as a way to fit in. Willis described having a stutter as a frightening experience, saying, "It wasn't until I took on the role of a character in a play that I lost my babbling. It was phenomenal." His breakthrough was largely thanks to his drama teacher, who encouraged Willis to see a speech therapist. Through therapy exercises, he eventually overcame his stammer and gained the confidence that would later make him a star. Before making it big in Hollywood, some of Bruce Willis's early jobs laid the groundwork for his future movie roles. Right after high school, Willis took up work as a security guard at a power plant and even drove factory workers to and from their jobs. But one of his lesser-known gigs was as a private investigator, a real-life experience that served him well in his breakout roles, such as David Addison on the TV show Moonlighting, and later as Joe Hallenbeck in The Last Boy Scout. Die Hard catapulted Bruce Willis to fame, but it was films like Armageddon and The Fifth Element that solidified his status as one of the biggest action stars in the world. With such success, opportunities for merchandising naturally followed. After Armageddon, Willis was offered the chance to appear in a video game, not just as a sidekick, but as the lead in a third-person sci-fi shoot-'em-up called Apocalypse for the Sony PlayStation. Originally intended to be a side character, the idea evolved, giving Willis the starring role with a character fully modeled after him. He provided the voice for the character's witty one-liners, and his face was even molded onto the character, making Willis one of the first Hollywood stars to have his own video game that wasn't based on an existing movie. Bruce Willis's approach to his career often defied the conventional wisdom of Hollywood. Instead of sticking solely to leading roles, Willis leveraged his success as an action hero to work with actors and directors he admired, even if it meant taking a smaller part. He was on screen for just 22 minutes in 1994's Pulp Fiction as boxer Butch Coolidge. In 1995's Nobody's Fool, Willis chose to forego his usual $15 million fee, instead accepting $1,400 a week simply for the opportunity to work with Paul Newman. Interestingly, Newman had forgotten that Willis, then an unknown, had been a bit player in Newman's 1982 film, Vervios der Restant or Raidolactures sans de Redexie. Feeling strongly that Nobody's Fool was Newman's film, Willis opted not to have his photo in the press kit, and his name was left out of the production notes entirely. In the 80s, Bruce Willis was so popular that the public was willing to indulge even his musical ambitions. Enter The Return of Bruno, Willis's 1987 soul album released on the iconic Motown label. The album featured backing from R&B legends like The Temptations and Ruth Pointer of the Pointer Sisters and enjoyed moderate success, largely due to Willis's cover of the soul classic Respect Yourself. The track even became a top 5 hit. In 1989, Willis followed up with another album, If It Don't Kill You, It Just Makes You Stronger, before turning his focus back to acting. However, that didn't mark the end of his musical endeavors. He's since showcased his vocal talents on the Rugrats Go Wild soundtrack and even a spoken word track on Blues Traveler's album North Hollywood Shootout. Bruce Willis even had his own cartoon series. In 1996, he provided the voice for Bruno the Kid, a syndicated animated show about an 11-year-old spy named Bruno who manages to convince his handlers that he's actually an adult. The character's name was no coincidence. Bruno was Willis's childhood nickname and the name of his musical alter ego. It was also the title of his 1987 album, The Return of Bruno, which was accompanied by a cable TV special. Although Bruno the Kid only lasted 1 season, it remains a unique part of Willis's diverse career. In 1997, Bruce Willis began filming Broadway Brawler, a romantic comedy about a washed-up hockey player who finds love. But just 20 days into shooting, Willis exercised his power as producer to fire several key crew members, including director Lee Grant, producer Joe Fury, cinematographer William Fraker, and wardrobe designer Carol Uditz, all reportedly due to creative differences. Despite bringing in replacement director Dennis Dugan, the production problems persisted. Rather than continue pouring money into the troubled $28 million project, Studio Synergy decided to shut it down. Synergy's parent company, Disney, absorbed the production costs on the condition that Willis agreed to star in 3 Disney films: Armageddon, 1998, The Sixth Sense, 1999, which became Willis's biggest hit at the time, and The Kid, 2000. We hope this glimpse into Bruce Willis's life gave you a new appreciation for the man behind the action hero. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible stories, and let us know in the comments your favorite Bruce Willis movie moment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you